Okay.
Ready? Okay. The next one is to consider action in discussing, keeping, or returning the outdoor pool day. Hear me on that?
Yes.
I make a motion that we keep the pool decking.
Why?
Glad you asked.
Need a second.
Glad you asked. Do we need to second the motion and then have the discussion?
I'm not seconding that, second that. Or to keep it.
Seconding a motion does not imply a vote either way. It's just getting the motion on the table.
Okay, it's on the table. We got a motion on the table.
No one seconded.
There is a second. No. All right. Now then,
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
what's the pool decking that we received? What you showed? It was not what you showed us that you were. It was flexible. That was rigid.
No, it's flexible when you turn it over to undo it. It is there were two different kinds, three different kinds. Dry deck was a real flexible one, but that one would have cost over $36,000. The one we've got is the one that I showed, all the paperwork that was up there. When you walk on it, it's very smooth. It's not hard, it's not bad on your feet. We have some laid down already, and if you walk on the old surface hurts your feet. You walk on this new surface, it's a nice smooth surface, and it's gonna cover over all the damage that we have on the decking. And there were the product is made by one place in Utah, Snap Fit or something it's called, and they make all these different things. So we went with this one, the dry decking is what it's called, Duragrid is what we have, Duragrid.
So you've already had some of it laid down.
Yes, we do.
And here's what I would like to say. We've known for a long time that there's a problem with the rubber rock on the tool surface. And this has been on budget discussions for boards for, 5 years, 6 years, for a long time. And Janice found this product. The total cost for the Duragrid is $22,445.10. Janice negotiated a 15% discount plus free shipping for the product and saved us $3,960. The advantage to the product is that it goes down over the surface. They are spraying it down, cleaning it up, getting rid of the debris, and putting down the surface. We didn't have to do anything with the underlayment, and it looks nice. If you go over there and look at it, it's a beautiful product that will serve us well for $22,000.
Well, I think it's a new question if they're already starting laying it down.
I agree. I would like to add one thing.
There's no way of returning stuff that you already put in use. I think the discussion should be ended right now.
I agree.
But I'm not agreeing that we should have did it. I'm just saying that we've already got some laid down. We can't send it back. So we're kind of SOS.
So
Chairman, I have a question.
we need to take,
Phyllis, did you sign it as acting district manager?
I signed it as chairman of the board at the end of December, when our district manager was gone.
Thank you.
And I was within my authority, and Janice was within her authority to order it. And the other thing I do want to tell you is that the board approved $80,000 for capital improvements for sports complex, specifically for the pool. And with $22,000 in costs, that leaves us $58,000 in our capital improvements budget. Part of what was discussed at the workshop was how to pay for fencing and landscaping. And I have added other incidentals. I know Janice bought the fans that will go up underneath the roof on the outside. But this leaves us $58,000 to finish that area. We've got a product that's going down, that's gonna look nice, and will be ready when the swimming pool is open in May.
Let me ask another question then. We're over about 78,000 on the building itself.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Excuse
Okay,
me, I'm sorry.
We're over some on the rec center building itself. Now, I know that. Now, you're saying we allotted 80,000 for the whole complex, and some of that is for the pool decking, some is for fencing that should have been in the plan, it wasn't from the architect, and I saw him pull the stuff out and put it in the dump truck. But, so you're saying we had 80,000 for just the pool? Is that what you're saying?
That was what our budget item was $80,000, because we thought at the time we were gonna take it up, and then we found this alternative, and Janice presented that to the 2023 board, and we did not have any problem with, going with that route, and that's the reason why we went ahead and did that.
I'd like to comment. You know, we did the pool in the town I was in. You know what we did? We didn't put down a mat. We sprayed the floor with an epoxy, because and that took care of it. And they put some stuff in the epoxy, which was a grit, and that epoxy was working absolutely fantastic. Water ran off it, didn't stain, and it was a whole lot cheaper than $22,000.
Have you been to the pool?
But it's beside the point, we already did it.
Have you been to the pool?
I have not. I don't.
So you don't know what.
I don't swim, okay? So I haven't, and it's been a little bit tough to swim in the pool right now. I went up there and looked. I haven't been there since they laid the stuff. I went up there and looked, but it was all fenced off, so you couldn't go in. So long and short of it, I think it's a moot point. Let's get on with the meeting.
Amen.
Okay. Just to finish this conversation, I signed a work order for, C.A. Johnson to go ahead and put in a sidewalk from the parking lot to the building. So that people could get in there with wheelchairs or whatever, accessibility, and what they had planned was stepping stones. So we changed it from stepping stones to a walkway. Also, there's a certain area out there that, of the decking that's missing. They said, well, we'll put gravel in there. No, we're not. We're gonna concrete that. And so that work orders have been signed.
The
I signed.
concrete's there.
Okay. Now, the next one is, consider action to discuss BOC department support assignments.
Yes, I'd like to make this motion. I'd like to make a motion, we appoint the HISIS commissioner to work with the various departments, act as a liaison and guide with the DEM, with the departments appointed by the chairman of the commission. So, depart from so we support more production from our departments. Our goal would be to help the taxpayers save money and make our departments more efficient. Each commissioner will give a monthly report to their department to the Board of Commissioners, so that they have a better understanding of our goals to be achieved by each department, and that's my motion. And I'll have to have a second to that motion for that discussion.
I'll second it so we can have the discussion.
Okay. I received an email, and unfortunately, my computer system is down and I can't print it off. So anyway, from the fire chief. I think what we need to do is we need to table this discussion and work on it a little better, get it a little more refined, about what we need to do. And I don't think it's anything that we should take on and do a motion today.
Well, I talked to Bruce, and I think Bruce agreed that was a very, that would be very well, that we could work especially getting a new district manager. he can help, each one of us can help learn that department. And we're not a boss, we're a go-between, between that department and the district manager and to report to the commissioner. That's all it is. And I think it's very important, not to prolong this thing, because every day we don't do something like this, we just get further and further behind. So I'm asking right now to call the roll.
My thing was mentioned, I would strongly disagree that this board member be between the department head and the district manager. I think that would be,
It's a bad.
To work with them, is what I said.
A bad situation.
yeah.
It's just not practical.
I think it could be productive for each commissioner to have kind of a focus area.
That's what I'm talking about.
And to work with the district manager and perhaps set up some joint meetings with a department head and the district manager and, concentration and to get better acquainted. Back in the past, we used to have orientation sessions each year where all the commissioners would, the whole board would meet with departments and kind of get a little background. I think that's kind of gone by the wayside. So it's hard to make decisions here when you don't really have a real good understanding of what's going on with the department.
I would say 2 years ago, we did that. Anybody who wanted to, we all carpooled around and we went to the roads department and the water department over to Fort Apache. We did that. We went and learned all about it. So we didn't do it last year because all 5 of the commissioners were returning. We didn't have any new commissioners. But I am sure that any one of these department managers would welcome any one of you individually to come over. Janice took me around last year. We hopped in a golf cart and she drove me all around and showed me everything that's out there. I didn't know we had cornhole and bocce and horseshoes. But you need to, before we start trying to manage it, we need to learn it.
Phyllis, we're not managing, we're assisting the DM. And we, I'm gonna just put out something for myself. I'm at the golf course every day. I see the things that are happening every day. I've lived here for 4 years. I have not seen any improvement in the fairways, and I've talked to the people there, and it gave me, why are we not watering the fairway? Well, first off, they said, we don't have water. Well, I know that's not true. Now, they said, well, we just don't have the manpower. And if we water, then we have to mow, and we don't have the manpower to mow. So I think you put out a work schedule for these guys, and they fill it out, that DM can come back, and he knows what's going on to the district manager, he reports that, and then gives a report of what his monthly thing, you're not gonna be working with this guy every day. You're gonna simply help him, and we need to make sure the taxpayers are getting their money's worth in these departments. Right now, I don't think we're getting it.
I would agree with Larry that we need to table this discussion. Get our new district manager hired. We're ready to go in there right now.
I already made the motion. It's been seconded. I'm asking the chairman to call for a vote then, right now.
Okay, let's call for a roll call vote.
Aye.
Roll call.
I'll make a motion to call that vote.
Okay,
Call the roll.
call the roll.
Call
Mr. Secretary.
Commissioner Phillips,
Nay.
Commissioner Larry,
Nay.
Commissioner Ken,
Abstain.
Randy,
Aye.
Commissioner Doug, aye.
So it's tied.
No.
It's taken.
I make a motion that we have it on the work session for the next.
I'll second that motion. 2-2.
2-2 with an abstention.
2-2, 1 abstain.
That needs a majority to pass.
Yep.
So fail.
So failed. Motion
It
failed.
failed. But we will, I think we should put it on our work session agenda. And like I said, I had input here with
I saw that, I saw the email he wrote out. And every one of those department heads could write in that, you know, if they haven't been, ran like a business, and nobody's overseen it, the last district manager didn't oversee anybody, and you can see that by looking at our financial statement. And I think he was a mess, and I think there's some other things that involved already in there that we need to be looking at. And so if we just keep kicking the can down the road, we're gonna end up in the same way. I don't know anything about how many hours it takes to do this, how many hours it takes to that. I don't have any idea. But if we had a commissioner working with the DEM, assisting him, because I know the district manager cannot have time to do all of this and do all the administration work. It's just impossible with one guy. All cities have different people, superintendents to help them out. We don't have that kind of financial system. So we have 5 commissioners that could certainly be an assistant to the DM. So now we've just kicked the can down the road for another month.
Okay, it did not pass, okay? So we can go on from there. We won't have to do it in the future. I've got the next item on the agenda is an executive session. We're going to go back and take a look at some of the candidates that we've got. And this should take very short time.
Promise is promise.
If